45 minutes re-energizing your body, reinvigorating your mind, and reconnecting with your soul. Take a nice deep breath. Be present. Set your intention for this time together. My intention is to work out my lower back, which has been a little bit cranky. I was in San Francisco and woke up one morning to cranky back. And so it reminds me to share with all of you that our bodies are these magnificent vessels, machines, whatever you want to call them, that if we listen to them, they will tell us things. So I believe that my story is I was supposed to slow down and get back to my regular practices of breathing and journaling and meditation, which I got a little bit caught up in letting go of when I was in San Francisco, and I realized how much they really fuel how I do my day. So I just want to share that with you. Take a deep breath, set your intention. Say good morning to Beauregard. He got so excited that he got to be the star of the show today. He's such a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, you can go get a treat. Now that he's been acknowledged, he's all good. I want you to give your body a big hug. Take a deep breath. Thank yourself for being here. Open up those arms. Just push through. Feel the energy coming through your hands. And a little bit of just rotation around. Kind of feel where your energy is flowing, where you are in your human being. And kind of come back to, so you're going to really put your focus on your human today. We're going to crisscross the energy across the body. Right there, do a little energy zesting to get ourselves re-energized and reconnected. And think about using your core right about there. Yeah, all those good things happening here. And you're going to take it across and swoosh it off. And let it go. We couldn't be in the park today because we've had some real cool, damp weather, and there was just too much moisture and not very warm. So we're back in the studio. Hopefully next week we'll be out in the park. There's nothing more beautiful than stretching in the sunshine with the beauty of the trees and the leaves and all of the amazing things that, let's do a little tapping, that nature has for us in this beautiful spot of the world. I highly encourage you to get out, get some fresh air. I do it even when it's pouring down rain. It's not my favorite. And right here to the collarbone, just right there, nice and easy. Yeah, I have on my inhale, exhale shirt today to remind ourselves to spend more time doing conscious breathing. The majority of us do unconscious breathing more than 95% of the time. So that's a little something to refresh ourselves with. And right here in the sternum. So I want to welcome each and every one of you. If you are new here, I'm here every week, right on the very top rib. I'm here most weeks, unless I'm traveling. Oftentimes when I travel, I fly home on Sunday, literally, at the same time as I'm scheduled. So this week I want to talk about expansion. Take a deep breath and bring it up right here, right there. Just get some oxygen at the top of your head. And when you're breathing, I want you to think of that breath coming from your stomach all the way up and bring it through your heart and through your throat. So when I talk about having a long neck, really expanding it so that your air is going through and then it's going up and out through the top of your head. So just think about that as we're breathing, and start feeling into your feet, see where they're at today. Give a little shout out to your tootsies right here, right between the eyes. And figure out that balance, see what your body's feeling like. I think I got the heat on, or maybe I should turn the heat down. I think so. Sorry about that, folks. Apparently, I thought we were going to do warm start you up, you know, like hot yoga, warm start you up. I don't think so. I don't think so. Right to your heart. Think about heart. So this week when I talk about expansion, it's a word that's out and about. Lots of things happening in the astrology world, which are very interesting about planet movements, cycles and patterns coming through. Thumb right there in the belly button. And expanding your horizons. So I'm going to take it on a personal level for expansion this week. Just expand your world. And what I mean by that, go ahead, flip it over. And I want you to feel this is your power center. This is where all of the sacral chakra, good. This is your power base. Feel your energy and your power and all those good things happening right there. Yes. And go ahead and rotate around the spine. Your palms are down. Feel the energy flow. Remember to keep your attention. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. Whether that's physical or mental, it's happening. So about expansion, I'm just going to ask you to expand your own personal horizons. And it's kind of fun to play a little game with yourself during the week. Palms towards your body. And that's going to be, I want you to go someplace you've never been, or I want you to try a food that you've never tried before. Now, for some of us, that might be hard to find a food. I want you to do something you've never done before. I'm not an ice cream lover. I eat ice cream. I guess if it was here all the time, I might become one. Go ahead and pull your energy up from your heels and then swoosh it down. I took myself out for an ice cream cone about, 10 years ago. And it just brought back being a kid. I didn't go to any one of those sushi places. I just went to like an ice cream place. Like an old-fashioned ice cream place that had your choice of ice cream or ice cream. And it didn't have 852 flavors. But what I remembered that was so cool, zip it up, lock that energy in, feeling good about it, and now we get to do the shimmy. You got to dance your way out the door every day. But you know what it did for me? It expanded my mind, but it brought me back to some really fun childhood times I had totally forgotten about. Just the joy of walking with an ice cream cone. And then thinking about all of that brought back. But that's expanding. You're expanding your memories. You're expanding your outlook. I always talk about looking up, as you know. I always talk about looking up. And when we look up, let's do that neck easy. It expands us, looking up. That's expansion. So I just want you to think kind of like opening up your vision, your line of vision, what you see, being maybe a little less, I call it judgy Gina, a little less judgmental about things, but opening up that, expanding that picture, that view, opportunities. So, eat a food you don't generally eat, go someplace you've never been. Sometimes, this is going to sound corny, but I'm corny. Sometimes I go to a really nice furniture store, and it's like, for me, it's like going to a museum. I just go to look at the furniture. I'm not buying any of it. But it's very visually, mentally stimulating for me. But it's expanding what I normally do because I'm usually so focused on my daily things that I do, my work that I love, my clients, and so sometimes I forget to go ahead and do one of those things. Go ahead, right arm up, left is going to tap behind, palm out, and I want you to take that neck forward and down towards the right. So really try and go somewhere you haven't been. Take a moment. Judith Cameron writes about what's called an artist date, and that is you make a date with yourself, and once a week you take yourself on an artist date. Could be anything. I mean, you normally would think it'd be like going to the museum or something like that, but just anything. And you do it for the personal satisfaction and the joy. And that way, by making that date every week, you'll do something like that. So I've lived by that principle for a long time. I started her work, oh, I think in the early 2000s, maybe in the late, actually in the late, no, the mid to late 90s. And she has a couple of tactics that are quite practical in my everyday life, but I love her artist date. Oh, and if you could tilt it just a little bit more, you want to take it through the neck, in all the way down through the shoulder blade. And then bring it up. Let's switch it out. Tilt it forward. Oh, so good. So we're going to work on expansion, expanding our minds and our horizons, our pictures, our stories. We could go on and on with that, couldn't we? So do drop me a note, drop me a comment when you come back on this week. Let me know what you've done. I love to hear from the community. Oh yes, tilt, tilt. How's that neck this morning? Take a deep breath. On the exhale, we're going to clasp our hands behind our neck, right there, and then we're going to go ahead and tilt the neck while we bring our elbows towards each other. Take that into your upper back. Oh, release, release, release. Now I want you to activate your legs. Feel your leg muscles. Squeeze those muscles, activate. Slide your belly button up and then push it back towards the spine. And please be sure to breathe while we do this. Yes. Bring it up, open it up, stretch it out. Go ahead and bring your hands behind your back, clasping them and sliding down your booty. And at the same time, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together and then push them down. Instead of focusing on your shoulders, if you focus on squeezing your shoulder blades in, pushing them down, that will put your shoulders right where you want them. That will activate the movement. Instead of focusing on your shoulders, it's your shoulder blades together and down. And when you're breathing, think about that also. It opens up your airway, and it's so good for our posture. And I don't know about you, but I get the slumpies, particularly when I'm working on my computer or reading. You know, I sometimes get the slumpies, and I realize that that's not good for the low back. It's not good for my body, and it's not good for my oxygen consumption, my breathing, getting it through, feeling it work. Okay, now we're going to go right into the reverse prayer, however that works for you. We're going to take it in, take it up, take it around. And once again, shoulder blades down. Yeah. And open up that chest. It doesn't matter how far up you do or don't get, but it will expand, that's the word. It'll expand your chest open, it'll lengthen your spine. Just think about all this wonderful flexibility we are engaging in. And at the same time, feel into those feet. Yes, you might want to even, just kind of get a little idea if they're crunchy or not. They certainly carry us through a lot. We abuse these puppies. I was looking at people in shoes the other day. I don't know why. I guess that's just one of my interests. And I keep thinking to myself, I wonder if those feet are happy. Yeah, I wore stilettos for years, heels. I wore heels to work with my suit every day. Yes, that was back in the day. And now I want you to roll them up and back, a little shake, a little movement throughout, feeling good. Kind of just round your back. Now open it. Belly button slides up and back. and open it. So you're pulling through the chest, right? Feel that a little bit. And then you round through the opposite way. Oh, so good. Now you're just going to put your palms up and out. So you're kind of like a goalpost. And then take a deep breath. And on the exhale, right down and see how far you can get, if you can get them. My right shoulder does not operate correctly. A little bit forward, so I've been working to realign it. Doing this against the wall is wonderful. You can see how far that range of motion goes. You can really work with it. And you can also tell if your body's a little off kilter. One side's perhaps more comfortable than the other. That's a great way to work towards, you can feel your alignment when you're against the wall, and you can adjust that rotation in your shoulder and in your shoulder blade really easily. It's very subtle, but you can feel it so easily when you do that. And like I said, it's so good when we get to know our body, because it speaks to us. It tells us when the things that we need. So go ahead, hug yourselves, get your hands back as far as you can go, and now pull the belly button in, head down, and push your upper back out. It's kind of like that. Open. Switch the arm that's on the top. See how far you can get back and down. Perfect. Okay. We're going to widen our legs, and we're going to go down, and we're going to sit into it. So core's tight as you're going down, and we're going to sit back in our heels a bit. Stick your booty out as far as you want. And, oh yes, you're just going to go and see how far you can let the squat go. Okay? And I mean, let it go. Don't let the core go, but see how far you can open up your hips, how your quads are feeling, and what you're doing right there. Beautiful. And you can bring it back up, feeling your hamstrings. Take a deep breath. Just let that go, feeling those hamstrings. You may need to have your hands on your thighs. That's perfectly fine. Whatever works best for your body in this moment. You need to meet your body where it's at. My hamstrings are tight. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm just going to go ahead and release that low back. Feel the hamstrings right along the back of those legs. Yeah. Now we're going to go right back into the squat. Feel the outside of the foot. So you really want to feel how you have your balance. Open your foot. Think of expanding my word for the day, the week, expanding your foot open, and then sit into your foot. Feel it all working. You don't want to pronate or supinate. You just want to be in your feet. And they have, it's so good to really talk to your feet, because the bottom of your feet, as you know from reflexology, is correlation to every organ in your body. So it's crazy amazing working with your feet, how you can really realign, reset some of your bodily functions, and get your cells in line. How's that feeling? Can you drop it a little further? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Let's go back to the hamstrings. Keep that core nice and engaged. Push that low back out. Our legs are straight right now because we're focusing on the hamstring. Yes. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, roll up. Then you want to take it all the way up. Arms are going to go up and overhead. And you're going to feel that energy between your fingertips. Right? Yes. Interlace your fingers, stretch up and stretch back. That feels good. So you're looking up. If we were in the park, I would be having the sun and the trees in my view, so I'm imagining that at the moment. Actually, I have a beautiful picture in here I have no idea where it is, but it's sailboats and water and lush tropical green and beautiful exotic flowers. So in my mind, I'm there right now. All right, we're going to take it down to the floor. And I think we're going to start right here. Just kneel. And I want you to take your toes together. Your knees are out. And I'm going to slide you down with me. So it's like a child's pose, except that we are opening up further in our low back. A little bit in the IT bands. Excellent. Just sit with it. Now, I'm pushing my back down, kind of squeezing my shoulder blades towards one another. And I'm just sitting into that, feeling that. And from there, you can actually stretch long. And gotta keep breathing. Bring your arms into your shoulders and push yourself up nice and easy. And now we're going to go ahead and get up on your toes and just push back a little bit so you can feel your calves. Once your calves, just a little bit, your heels are just off the floor, but you're pushing back, pushing your booty up, working on those calves. And now up on your toes and almost to your heels, not quite. Up on your toes and back down. Go down to your knees. We're going to go ahead and take a deep breath. And we're going to stretch up, looking into the sky, the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to push our belly button through to our spine, rounding our spine and looking through our legs. You should feel your low back release in this. Belly button is to your spine. Inhale. Let's arch through. Looking up. Feel that nice arch in your back. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Push through. And opening up that low back, upper back. And now we're going to just come up on our knees and we're going to lean, feeling our hip flexors and using your core. You're going to feel the fronts of your quads too. So just lean back into it. You got a nice stable base. It's working very well for you. And we're just feeling into it. Your shoulders are nice and soft. You're opening your throat so your oxygen is flowing. And you're just going to feel in the hip flexors here, the quads, the booty. All right. Now I want you to just stay on this knee and bring your right foot, put your right foot, bend your knee, foot on the floor, and just lean. You're going to feel that inner thigh working. So you're just breathing into it. You're going to put that one back. You're going to bring the other one up and just going towards the floor, feeling that inner thigh, your adductor. Yes, that's working for us. All right, I want you to go ahead and sit down. And we're going to put our right leg over our left. We're going to lift up tall, so you're going to be feeling this in your right booty. You're going to rotate that shoulder back and you're going to lift up. You're also going to feel it in your IT band and wherever you're crunchy, wherever a little tight. That IT band goes from here all the way and we're working through here. Now, when we go into this position, we also activate our vagus nerve, which puts us into that rest and relaxed state. Really good for us, particularly when we've been freneticking around. Ooh, yeah, I can feel that. Sit up tall. Try and keep your right foot flat if you can. Now face forward, right pinky toe goes to the floor, and we're going to fold forward the IT bands, low back, all that's going to drop our head down. And we're going to breathe into it. And just let your low back release, let your hips release all the way through. Upper back is opening. Let's roll on up. Switch sides. Remember, we're going to try and put our left foot flat on the floor if we can. You want to lean up tall. Look over that shoulder. Feeling it all throughout. All right. Pinky toe to the floor. Inhale. And on the exhale, fold forward. Drop the head down. Feeling that IT band. Now I want you to go ahead and bring your feet together in a kind of a diamond, whatever feels comfortable. And then I want you to lengthen your spine and then tilt forward. So you're releasing your low back. You're opening it up. And just breathe into it. Yes. I've got my chin up, my back flat, and I'm just focusing my energy on my low back, my IT bands. The other thing, if you ever have any knee problems, really focus your energy thinking about there's like a little circle of light, like little energy guys, and your cells all the way around your knees just working and to keep it really supple and to keep it flexible, to really feel like it's, got some super good energy around it. If you, right now, just take your fingertips and put them on the top of just on the top of where your knee is, from your thumb. Rub that around and you can feel some of your muscles engaged. Yeah, so that gives you an idea. The more we learn about the connection, the connectivity of our body and how it functions, it really helps us release a lot of tension and a lot of stress and trauma that we hold in our human. Does that feel good? Now we're going to go onto our backs. Roll it down comfortably. Bring your knees to your chest and just release that low back. You can go in a circle, side to side, whatever works best on your body so that it feels good. Now we're going to go and put our feet on the floor, take the right leg over the left, arms to the side, and you're going to take your legs to the right, and you're going to look up at that left arm. You want to open up your hips, through your back, up into your shoulder. Let's see if we can go a little bit further. Just put your attention right in that low back hip area and just feel the flow of oxygen and the energy. Coming neutral, we're going to switch sides. The left goes over the right. Take it to the left, look to the right, open it all the way up. Focusing on all of that, releasing, opening up, getting oxygen, blood flow. Now come neutral, and I want you to put your right foot on your left knee, and I want you to open up. And I want you to think about your upper torso being nice and relaxed, lengthen that spine. And you can use your hand to just help a little bit out. You can also pick up your left leg if you choose to, but keep your low back flat into the floor and don't put any tension in your upper body. A lot of people have a tendency to get all uptight, or humans do, you know, as soon as we're stretching one thing, it's like, so this is certainly amazing because you have both of your hips anchored to the floor, supporting your low back and lengthening your upper torso and not putting any stress, merely opening and releasing. So either way is fine. You need to use your core if you're going to pull your other leg up. This is also a great stretch if you want to put your leg up on a couch or an ottoman or something that will support. But you really want to make sure you don't put any stress on your low back. Don't need to stress the low back in order to open up the hip. They all work together. We don't want to upset them. We want them to communicate and then watch them release. And sometimes you realize when you're doing a stretch, let's switch sides. That takes a while for your muscles to really release, and sometimes it's because your head's not released. Note to self, says Gina. Like I said, we can be here, but don't want any stress in that low back. You gotta use your core, keep both of your hips, and then just make sure you're nice and fluid. Otherwise, we can stay right here. And another thing you can do too is you can actually push your heel. So you're pushing your right heel in, which is going to open up a little bit more on the left side, right? But then when we're here, it's a little bit more. It also is a great stabilizer for your body, and it does activate your quads. So nice, good balance and muscle work while we're also stretching and releasing. So it's a nice combo, if you will. All right, I want you to put your soles of your feet together and open up into a butterfly, and go ahead and just swoosh your arms up and overhead. You can leave them shoulder width apart, or you can bring them together, whichever feels best on your back. Once again, you want to keep that low back flat and just allow the butterfly to occur. Release, release, release. Go ahead and bring your arms down, bring your knees together, extend your legs. And let's go ahead and release our feet, opening wide, pushing your low back into the floor, and rotating those feet around. Mine sound a little bit like Snap, Crackle, Pop, Rice Krispies. Yeah. So go ahead and I want you to flex, pulling your legs towards your body, pushing that low back into the floor, feeling your hamstrings now point. You're going to feel the front of the leg and also some quads. Go ahead and now flex, push the heel up. You're going to feel the back of it, even into the Achilles. And then point through. And then flex and do a little walk on the ceiling. Get those hamstrings working all the way through the back of the leg. And now walk with the points, feeling the front of the leg, the top of the foot. And now we're going to do just a touch of core. We're going to put our hands down. We're going to pull our belly buttons up and back. And then we're going to just pointing our toes. We're going to release all the tension from the upper body. We're going to focus on the core as we lower our legs to the floor. Just do not let that back come up. Just talk to your core for a minute. You got this. And we made it. Just in time to bring your knees to your chest and roll it back up. How is everybody? You good? So I think we're going to just sit up tall for a moment. We're going to flex our toes back, flex those feet, and we're going to see our adductor, our inner thigh. We're just going to sit for a moment here, nice and tall, and feel all of that energy just release. You can also, you can feel, you just take and feel that muscle. You go, oh, wow, that is tight, But when you start really feel it. Where is my muscle? What is working here? How's that going? And you want to sit up tall. You can lean forward if you want to. That's a choice. Yeah. Feeling that. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And keep breathing. As a matter of fact, that's what we're going to do next. So I just want you to get comfortable, whatever way is most comfortable for you. I'm going to just sit crisscross here. You might want to extend your legs, whatever feels best. We're going to do a little breathing segment. And I know a lot of people, when I talk about breathing, get all uptight. I'm not sure I'm going to do this right. Trust me, you're not going to mess it up, okay? It's all good. So today we're going to do just a 3-part breathing. And we're going to start by inhaling through our nose. And we're going to make big Buddha bellies here. Next, we're going to inhale, again, keep inhaling, and we're going to expand our chest, our ribs right here. If you want to expand, the word for the week. Buddha bellies out, expand, and then we're going to open up our chest at the top of the breath. And then as we exhale, we're going to exhale through our mouth. And you might even want to put your hand here. You want to pull your belly button up and back, and you want to squeeze all of the air you can. And then a little bit more. Most people only use 70% capacity of their lungs or less. Therefore, you have 30% of old oxygen hanging out down there. So you want to make sure that when we exhale, push it a little bit further to really feel like you've released it. And then that gives that beautiful space on the inhale to expand. So let's do a couple together. We're going to go ahead and inhale through our nose, big Buddha bellies. Expand our ribs. Open our chest. And we're going to exhale. Inhale. Expand. Open. Exhale. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like to and feel your breath work with you. Belly, big Buddha belly. Up here, inhale. Expand. Open. Exhale. Do a couple at your own pace. Go ahead and do one more full cycle at your own pace. And bring yourself back to a normal pace of breathing. Open your eyes when you're ready. I want you to rotate your shoulders back. Take a couple of nice soft breaths. Thank your human for the time you've spent doing something so beneficial for yourself. I'm Gina Bieland. I'm the founder, creator, and chief energy officer right here at Strength, Stretch, and Shine, where all things are about flexibility, balance, and strength for your mind, your body, and your soul. I would, if you liked it, give it a like. If you would like to join this community, do please subscribe. I will be here next week, same time, same channel, but you can look at any of the past versions anytime you want to restart your human. I love each and every one of you, and until next time, be flexible.